Hello everybody and welcome back to Costume Quest. Last time we made it to the park. We are still in the Auburn Pines suburbs, but we've been making some good headway. We're almost done trick-or-treating half of the houses. We've been doing a couple of battles, getting some experience, getting some candy along the way. It's all good. So I've stopped in the park because there's a couple of things that we can do. I'm gonna find this kid here and talk to him. He's one of our hide and seek kids. We've now found half of them. I'm just getting some random candy in the park here that's scattered about just for a couple of extra pieces before I talk to Sadie, because she's in the park there. She's got a little stand, and she's the girl that we can buy our battle stamps from, and these will allow us to do better in combat. So let's go ahead and speak with her. Could you please stop yelling? Yeah, we need to concentrate. We're fighting monsters. In those boring costumes? Our costumes are amazing. Yeah, FYI, we've been slaying monsters with them all night. I'm just saying they could use a little zing, a little zow, a little customization. Interested? Depends. What are you charging? Just a few pieces of candy, a small price to pay for battle stamps. What exactly do these battle stamps do? Glad you asked. Please consult my menu of tonight's specials. Alright, so we have enough money to maybe buy 2 or 3 of these, and you're going to have to buy them all at some point, especially if you want to get 100% completion for the game. So you can really buy whatever one sounds appealing to you. I would definitely recommend the Disembodied Hand. This one is really helpful because it basically allows you to get another attack in on enemies, and because defending in this game is fairly easy, most of the time you will be able to successfully defend with no issues. So I'm going to go ahead and buy the Disembodied Hand. We also have the Egg Badge, which will damage and stun a single enemy for a turn, the Moving Tombstone for more HP, the Black Cat, which will add a chance of dodging enemies' attacks, or the Fang of the Wolf for increased attack power. So I'm going to go with the Fang of the Wolf. We're going to buy those 2 for now, and then it's going to bring us to our battle stamps menu, and you can now equip whichever badge you want onto each kid. So if you press A, you'll equip it to Ren, and if you press X, you'll equip it to Everett. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to equip the counter attacks onto Ren, and the attack power onto Everett for now. And Sadie will periodically sell different stamps depending on what stage of the game you're in. So she has a stand in each of the 3 levels, but she may sell different stamps in each level depending on how much progress you've made. So it's a good idea to keep checking back on here periodically when you have more candy to spend. Next guy we're going to talk to is this fella here who's also in the park with a apple bobbing stand. Kids, you're in grave danger. Finally, an adult who sees what's going on. Do I ever. Tonight we are under attack by Sugar. Is that your nickname for one of the monsters? Sugar is the biggest monster of them all. It rots your teeth, gives you pimples, and makes you fat. Wait a second. And that's why I'm out here tonight promoting healthy eating through the classic game of bobbing for apples. Want to play? No. Great, let's get started. Grab as many as you can before time's up. Green apples are rare and worth more points than red. And I only buy organic produce, so watch out for worms and other parasites. What? Go! Alright, so this is a very simple mini game. All you have to do is move your character and press A to eat the apples. Greens are worth 3 and reds are worth 1. You want to avoid, obviously, the apple cores and the ones with the worms in them. The top right, you have the score that you have to achieve, and on the left-hand side, you can see that you are being timed for it. So it's fairly simple as long as you go for the greens as much as possible. What do I win? Candy! Awesome. Wait, is this a trick? Aren't you supposed to be promoting good dental hygiene? Of course. So here is a sweet reward to help you remember your lesson. It's called positive reinforcement. Duh. Come again. Alright, so we got 20 pieces of candy from him. If we play this again, we'll get 50 pieces, and the third time we play this, we will get a card out of it. So, again, this is only necessary to do if you want 100% completion. If you don't care about cards, if you're not concerned about buying badges, you know, you don't want all the candy, you don't have to do this. But I will be doing this, and you have to play this a total of 9 times, because there's 3 levels of this on each of our 3 stages in this game. So we will be seeing more apple bobbing as we move our way through the game as well. You're gonna keep the doctors away for a whole year. Alright, so let's give it one more go here and get our card before we move on. And I actually didn't get it that time, which is really surprising. I don't think I've ever actually failed that before. I was only a couple apples off. I guess it really depends on where the apples are. I was going for a lot of the greens, but then they had disappeared on me, so that might have had something to do with it. But you can see here, now I'm getting tons of greens. So obviously there's no penalty for failing, you just try again. And as you can see now, I had absolutely no problems finishing that whatsoever. Give us our candy. I've got something better than candy. Oh god, here it comes, the catch. Bet it's a toothbrush. No, it's a card. Actually, that is pretty cool. That's the best prize I got, and the last one. You can play again, but from now on I'll just be recording your high score for posterity. Meh. Sometimes personal stats are the greatest reward of them all. Alrighty, so from here we're gonna exit out the other side of the park and we're gonna go over to this pie stand and talk to this lady here. It's about time you kids volunteered. The school bake sale is counting on you. Actually, Mrs. Putterpam, we need to get past you so we can trick-or-treat at those houses, so this big gate will... Nonsense. Trick-or-treating can wait. I need help making pies or else we'll have to cut our PE classes. No more PE! Right on! How dare you speak to your principal so irrelevantly? I will see you Monday morning in my office. No, please, my mom will kill me if I have to go to your office again. Is there anything we can do to see that Everett doesn't get in trouble, ma'am? Yes, you can go fetch me an ingredient to help me with the pie bake. Hurry before I change my mind and give you both attention on Monday. Alright, so that's our next kind of major quest. It is a big deal that we get her to move, otherwise we're not making any progress. We'll be missing out on all those houses up on the top there. So we're going to also talk to this kid in a pirate costume on the edge of the street here once Everett and Ren stop talking. And they're trying to discuss a good pie ingredient. Obviously we're going to need some sort of fruit. And we'll find it, don't worry. You collect creepy treat cards? I just need one glop to finish my set. Trade you a rare one. I have my own set to think about, but I'll let you know if I find any dupes. Oh man, sweet. Alright, so that's going to be another side quest for us, and we will be able to finish that before we leave this level. And I haven't trick-or-treated on this street yet. So this was the street right in front of the park, so let's do this street before I move on any further. One piece of candy each? Are you kidding? That would be a ripoff if you went to a house and they gave you, like, a single piece of candy. I mean, I'd be annoyed, I think. If I was a kid, I'd be like, that's a total ripoff. And I think that this is bringing us back to the area with all the mummy kids when we had first chased after Travis. Because I can see some mummies hanging out on the street corner here. Not so tough without your leader, huh? Actually, he was the one who moderated our violent tempers. I'm faster than all you mummies. You know we're more known for our slow, menacing shuffles, right? I don't normally take the time to talk to NPCs in games, but this game has such funny dialogue, and they've really done a good job of giving all of the NPCs really fun and interesting dialogue to listen to, so I really enjoy that about this game. It just makes it that much more fun. So in this battle here, we have two more Grubbin types that I haven't really gone over yet. We have the Guardsman and then the Bomber Grubbin, and neither of these are really special or anything that you have to really be all that concerned about, I don't think. The Guardsman is the basic one. I think that was actually the first fight that we had done, and it's nothing really too special. So these ones, yeah, they basically just rely on brute force and strength. And obviously the bomb ones will throw bombs at you, but again, they're nothing really all that special either. I think they can light you on fire if you're not careful. And they have a bit more health than a basic Grubbin. But you can see there that as we've been going through and leveling up, we're getting stronger, and these Grubbins are a little bit easier to defeat. We also got our Glob card from that fight, so we can go back to that kid, and we can give him the card that he was looking for that side quest. I'm keeping my eye out for ramps, but I'm actually not seeing a lot of ramps out here. Because a lot of the yards have treats and treasures and all this other stuff to look out for. So it looks like this house only had about, or this street only had about 4 houses, and then this would bring us back to our street, sorta. So we're gonna have to go back to this junction by the park and keep moving over to the left. Let's give this kid his card. Oh, no, sorry, that was our first Glop card, so we got our first one from that fight. So if we find an additional one, that's when we'll go back and give it to that kid. Alright, so this was the pie stand, so we're gonna have to move on over to the right at the bottom of this street, and we'll get some new houses. And you can see that there's a pretty good percentage of adults and regular houses mixed in with the Grubbins. I would say it's about half and half. I haven't really been keeping track, to be honest. And I also think it's scripted. Like, I think you'll always get the same Grubbins in the same houses. So we also have a, I've talked about the Warlock a little bit, and we also have the Shaman, and I don't remember what the difference is between the two of them. I want to say the Shaman heals, but I guess we're going to find out here. I think it's our first time seeing it. Yep, there it goes. It's a healer. It's your white mage. And you can see there, that's an example of the counterattack. I had put that badge on Ren so that she can counterattack when I have a perfect dodge. So I guess it's a good idea to take care of the Shaman first if you see it in a battle, because it may heal some of the other enemies in the fight. Later on, there are enemies that are just labeled medics. So they're a little bit easier to point out as to what their ability is, but it's pretty easy to remember that if you see the white hood, you're looking at some healing Grubbins. There's a treasure chest in that yard. Some stray candy in this one. There's a big house with a couple of kids outside of it, but I'm going to save that house for now. We'll go there in just a minute. I'm going to keep on going on the bottom half of this street and trick-or-treating at these houses for now. And we're getting a pretty good amount of candy back. You can see we're kind of back to where we were before we had visited Sadie the first time, so this would be a good time if you want to look at some more badges. You can go back to her and buy some more stuff, if that's something that you're interested in, or you can just save them all and bring them to her next store, or go there, you know, when you're kind of done the level. And now we've reached the end of the street. I don't think I've missed any houses, of course, aside from these two on the very top, which I said I would go back to in a moment. But I think we've pretty much got all the houses so far. And if we pull up our menu, we have now trick-or-treated at 14 of 20, so we are getting dangerously close to actually finishing off things. So I'm going to stop the video here because now we have a couple of little side quests to mop up in order to be able to gain access to the rest of the houses. I want to thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will be seeing you next time.